Hey, Seth David here from the world famous Nerd Enterprises Incorporated, bringing to you another screencast. This time we're talking about Notion. Create a dashboard for your business. I feel like it's sort of the holy grail of every project management system, or every person who attempts to use any project management system, to be able to have just that, a dashboard, everything at your fingertips, really easy to access in a click. But how can you do that when there's so many things that we have to touch? I know I can speak specifically to the accounting and bookkeeping community out there when I say that there is a ton of stuff, from everything that you're doing internally for your firm to grow your practice, to everything you're doing for every client that you work on, to all the different types of engagements, tax returns, bookkeeping services, accounting, CFO services, all of that. Such a wide range of things, and things that you have to go very deep on. How can you possibly organize it in one simple dashboard? Well, for me, the answer has become Notion. Let me show you my screen and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So this is what I call the nerd board, right? And of course, if you're going to spend time in a tool, then you should take the time to deck it out, to make it something that represents an environment that's enjoyable for you to work in. Now I go back and forth between light and dark mode. Just depends on my mood. So just recently I switched back to dark mode. I had been on light mode for a while. Right now this is what I like, okay? So at my fingertips, I have, and this is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about what's the perfect dashboard, is I want to be able to get to my computer and have a very clear and concise list of everything I need to do today. Well, today, the day that I happen to be recording this video, which is going to be the case anytime I'm recording a video, it's a day that I've reserved for working on content. And so I've got a list of all the tasks associated with that, plus my own accounting updates. That always kind of comes up to the top of the list. But you know what? I want to get focused on content, so I'm just going to move this over and I'll work on that tomorrow. And boom, I've just moved it over to tomorrow. Now, this, of course, is a view within a much larger database. This database happens to include every note, every meeting note, every project, every task, everything ever having to do with every client I have, whether I'm working on it or, one of my employees are working on that client. It's all in here. This is, of course, just filtered for only the things that are assigned to Nerd Enterprises, which is my company internally, as well as things with a due or due date of today, April 11th, 2022. You can see is clearly the day I'm recording this. But if I want to get a little bigger picture view, I can click over here onto the calendar, which is just another view that I've defined in the database. Also filtered, right? For first of all, it has to be, where done is not checked off, right? And it has to be assigned to me, right? So this is still a way for me to focus on the stuff that I'm working on today. And if I decide that there's something in here that I'm not going to work on until tomorrow, it's an easy click and drag. And now that'll show up in tomorrow's to-do list, right? I'll move that back here, though. So this is how I get a clear look at what's going on today. Now, you'll notice I've numbered things, right? Let me move the accounting stuff back to today as well. I've numbered things. This is clearly me putting a priority and saying, of these things that I'm going to do today, this is the order that I want them done in, okay? The other thing that I'll do is, because by the time today is over, and I'll have finished some of these, probably not all of these things, or some of these are sort of ongoing projects, so to speak. So what I'll want to do is, I'll move them to tomorrow, but now the numbers are going to need to be updated. So I created this view called Numbers Cleanup, which is simply a view that shows me anything that's got a number in it. And basically I can click, drag, highlight, and hit the delete key on my keyboard, and that just wipes out all the numbers so I can start over with tomorrow's tasks, right? And see how I want to number things that I'm going to be working on tomorrow. I can do that. That's how I end my day, is by planning what I'm going to be looking at doing tomorrow. Okay, so that's in a nutshell what I've got going on here. And like I said, I have, through this I have access to everything I need to do for every client. But notice what I've got on my left. I have a main menu, and over here I've got other pages in Notion that represent things that are important to me, major general areas. Included in that is my clients and nerdy to-do list. So I'm going to control click this. By holding down the control key, it will launch that view in a new tab. Okay, and now this is another page with access to the exact same database, but filtered for all the client's main pages. I've defined an item type, or a page type, as something I call a main page. So I've got every client listed here. This is their main page, so this is a client directory, right? And you can see I've got some clients that are assigned to Kelly, and some that are assigned to myself, some that are assigned to both, right? So this is another view, and then each client having their own main page. This is everybody that I do any work for. I can click in and I can access all of the things I need to do for that particular client. So I'll pick on this one as an example. I'll control click again so I don't lose my place there. And now I've got a list of just the things I'm doing for this particular client. And of course, I'm blurring out the information that's sensitive and specific to this client that I wouldn't want the whole world to see. But you get the idea. And again, this is just another view of the same database. This is everything we've looked at so far as part of the same master database, but filtered to only show me that particular client, plus the other filters, where the checkbox for being done is not checked, and the item type is not main page because I'm looking at their main page, so there's no need to have that redundancy of that page showing up here in this particular list, right? So that's how I've got that set up. Let me close out of this and close out of this, and we're back to the main nerd board. What else do I have here? Well, I've got links to my new client forms, right? Because hopefully that's something I'm going to use a lot, right? I hope I get lots and lots of new clients. I hope you get lots and lots of new clients. And when I do, when I get somebody in the door who's interested, I like the idea that in a click, I can grab this form and I can send them this link and say, please fill out my new client form. What I've actually normally done is, notice this is a vanity URL that I've got associated with it. So I'll right click that and choose copy link to original. Always test these things to make sure, but you can see it works perfectly. So that's going to be a little prettier URL to send to a client. And then of course right beneath that would be the link that takes me into the spreadsheet that's behind that Google form that shows me all of the submissions from any new clients. Okay. Another thing that comes up frequently that I wanted right at my fingertips is people reach out to me and say, hey Seth, how do I get access to all your content? How do I know what's going on, when your next course is, this and that? I say, well, just join NerdBuzz, right? And so again, I can right click, choose copy link to original, and I can paste that link in and send people here. In this case, I've actually included the link separately from the bookmark, because that just makes it that much easier to highlight it, Control C, and then paste it into emails, Slack message, whatever it is, wherever I'm sending it to the person, however I'm sending it to them. So this is a quick way, and again, something I hope to do frequently, of inviting people into my world at Nerd Enterprises Incorporated, right? Over here, again, back on the left, I do courses. I have my whole course catalog outlined in Notion. This is it. This is a work in process view. So these are the two courses that I'm currently working on, right? The e-commerce bulletproof bookkeeping course, and what's coming up in May for process and workflow design is advanced video editing. So if you want to learn how to make videos just like this, but the advanced stuff, combining multiple video sources like you saw in the beginning, what I call the live action, and what you're looking at now, the screencast portion, how to get that all recorded and lined up and edited so that you have a truly professional looking outcome, right? This is a particular view. Here's the entire course catalog, right? This is a different database than the one we were looking at before. That one was for all the clients and work that I do for clients at Nerd Enterprises. This is a separate database just based on courses that I created, right? Here's just bulletproof courses. So all these are different views that I've carved up based on things that I want to be able to look at quickly and frequently, so I don't have to sit there every time reconfiguring my filters, right? PWD is process and workflow design, so this is just those courses. And here's planned. So here's courses I plan on doing that I haven't, well, it includes the work in process ones, because I find myself, and this is how these kinds of systems evolve. Originally, these were not included. And then I found myself looking for them when I was looking in this view. So I said, well, let me just include them. And so I updated the filter so that it includes planned and work in progress, right? One thing I learned here is that I don't need the extra filter. So I'm going to remove that. I didn't realize that you could multi-select options in this kind of filter. At first I thought, well, that seems like a limitation that makes Airtable more attractive, but now that I know that I can do that here, that's one less reason to stay with Airtable. And I'm not saying this replaces Airtable completely, but it's replacing some processes that previously I would have done using Airtable, right? And I tend to keep it on here because obviously this is the most important thing for me to focus on, is what are the courses that are currently works in progress, right? So that's the course catalog. I'll click back up, or I'll close this tab, And over here, I've got a document library. You get the idea. Here's one that's fun. Ideas. I learned this tip from Chris Brogan. Try and document 10 new ideas every single day. So I created a page where I do exactly that. I just list anytime I get a fleeting thought, I get an idea. I try to keep this tab open, throughout the day so that in a pinch, very quickly, I can just come over here and bang out my new topic or idea. And sometimes it's just to quickly jot the thought down before I lose track of it, before I forget what it was. And then I write enough on the page to give myself context so that later on I remember exactly what I was thinking of. Over here, ScheduleOnce. So if somebody needs to schedule an appointment with me, this is just a page where I can quickly access the links I need to send people if they want to schedule a call with me. Okay, work with Seth, where people go to sign up for a one-on-one. Again, something I'm asked for frequently. So I put it right here at my fingertips. Work with Kelly, who does also one-on-ones for me. Again, these are pages with the link directly to where people can go on our website to sign up for that. And you get the idea. This is a new one. Nerds suggested books and apps. I'm just building this. This is, in short, this is a way that I'm putting together a list of all my affiliate links, because I'm frequently asked by people, what do you recommend for this? What do you recommend for that? And people ask me, do you have an affiliate link? Because they want me to get credit for sending them. So I just barely started this, as you can see, but this is where I am putting together the list. These are starting with a couple books that I highly recommend. And these are affiliate links because I've got an affiliate program set up with Amazon that I'm now taking advantage of, right? So that is what that's all about. And over here, just moving up to the top, I have this other page called Today. This is a way for me to just kind of track high-level things that are important to me from one day to the next. This is bigger, it's global, it's not just business, right? Over here I link to Shark Tank because if you've been following along, one of my clients recently was on Shark Tank and got an investment, right? I'm going to check this off because I've actually had 2 bottles of water so far today, and it's important to me. This is so people use this Notion as like a habit tracker. This is a very simple one. I just want to make sure I try to count, that I've drunk 4 of these bottles every day. Okay, reminders of people that are very important to me right now, to be in touch with them every day. The reasons aren't important. They're important to me, not for you. Okay, here's my reminder to log my topics, and ideas and try and write 10 per day. And here I have, whenever I use the web clipper for Notion, I have it set to go to one page, so it cuts down on a decision. Instead of trying to figure out as I'm clipping something, where in Notion should this go, I just have a page called Web Clippings, right? And then what I do is I'll clean that out throughout the day, or I shouldn't say throughout the day. Periodically, I'll go in here when I decide it's time, and I'll grab these articles and move them in. I have an article reading list here, so that's where most of this is going to wind up. But I didn't want to default there because there are definitely some things I'll bookmark here, like maybe it's an article about places to go hiking, like this one, the creepiest hikes in Southern California, right? So everything drops into web clippings initially, and then from there it's very easy to move things. Like here, let's take this one just so you can see how easy this is to do. I'll click Move To. Okay, and then I want to move it to my article reading list, right? Move it there. Now, sometimes, and I forget, how I distinguish between the name of a page and the name of the database or the table, right? So if I click here, what I realize is I probably just moved it to this page, and sure enough, there it is. It needs to move to the reading list table of contents. So now that it's here, I'm just going to copy that. I can right-click, move to, paste that in. Nope, that didn't work. But there it is at the top. And boom. So it moved it here, presumably. Okay, let's just make sure it's not being filtered out. And how am I being sorted? I'm sorted by name. And it wasn't that. There it is. What Gen Z wants. That was the article, right? So sometimes before I do this, what I'll do is I'll sort it by date created or something so that I can clearly see and confirm that it moved there and landed, at the bottom of the database. But easy enough to figure that out. So that's what the web clippings page is all about. This is my daily journal that I like to write in. So this is a link that automatically takes me in, assuming I'm logged in, of course, to a blank journal page. So if I wanted to write in my journal right now, I can click right in here. It creates a new entry in Penzu, so I can start writing today's journal entry, right? And here, just a couple of questions that I got from a client of mine last week when I was in on a meeting of theirs, where they start off the meeting with the idea of getting things kind of on the right foot, where they go around the room and everybody talks about how am I arriving, how am I feeling, what's going on, and people are honest. Some people are like, you know what, I'm arriving tired and cranky today. And what brings me joy, which I love that because it forces you to stop and think, what's going to make me happy? So especially if I answered the first question with something negative, I can easily focus on what might turn that around into a positive. And I absolutely love that. Down here, this I move around, so actually I didn't bother moving this around today, but I've actually already gotten the workout completed for today. So on a rest day, I'll move it to tomorrow and soon, but right now I can click it and drag it right back up here. And I can check it off because my workout is done. I'm going to leave it unchecked because I haven't actually logged the workout results. And my nerd accounting is something I do like to try and make it a point to look at every single day. You saw that on my business list of things to do. So this is just another reminder here on this today page of the fact that I want to make sure I do that. And here's kind of like just a little bookmarking system, things that I use frequently. Of course, there's Gmail. Sometimes I go on the side of saying, let's not put that there, right? I don't want that to become a distraction, right? But I do a lot of content creation, so I like having quick access to a table of emojis that I use frequently. So I've got that here. There's schedule, once again, there's web clippings again, and then just some other miscellaneous things. I like having scrap paper available so that if I find myself on a call and I didn't sort of prepare ahead of time and create a note for that meeting or whatever, I can just jump in here. And it's literally just digital scrap paper. That's how I use this, and it comes in handy quite a bit, and it's very quick for me to get to because I know that wherever I am, I can just go to today, Control K, gets you the search, today, boom, and I can click that. Of course, the other thing I can do from anywhere is just Control K and search for scrap, right? And having the icon there is very important. Okay, it looks like I have another scrap page also tied directly to the nerd board. Doesn't matter, it's scrap paper, right? So it doesn't cost me any extra. I can have all the scrap paper I want. This one I've got linked to my favorites. But notice it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to bear any relevance. But clearly the last time I was in this piece of scrap paper, I was actually playing around with different emojis because I more recently, after I created that database, that table of emojis, I realized I can just go into Notion, type a colon, and type something like bagel, and there's a bagel emoji, right? So no need necessarily for that database, although the database does help me quickly reference emojis that I do like to use frequently, right? So that's what that's all about. That's my digital scrap paper, and it comes in really handy. It even comes in handy to have it as kind of the record. I don't necessarily delete everything. Sometimes I refer back to that a few days later, and it's really helpful. So that, my friends, is my 2 cents or 10 cents worth on using Notion to develop your dashboard for your business so that you have everything that you need quickly at your fingertips. And of course, the real beauty of this is if you decide there's something not at your fingertips that you'd like to put there, it's very easy to change things around and update things in Notion. You saw a couple of examples of that as I was just going through everything. You can click and drag, you can search things. If I wanted to add another page from my Notion ecosystem to this main menu, all I have to do is type the @ sign and start typing the name of a page. So if I wanted to bring my scrap page here, my sort of business scrap page, there it is, and then I can click and drag because you might notice I'm a little OCD. I like things in perfect alphabetical order. So there it is, my friends, 2 cents or 10 cents worth on Notion and how to set up a dashboard for your business.